I wanted to do our first full logo design, spending time on focusing on the full process. This section will follow the development of a logo for a new local coffee spot called the Coffee Guild. We walk through all the details of the logo design process, including the brainstorming and concept development stage, and finally getting this logo in a final scalable and flexible vector asset. The first stage in the logo development process is reading or getting the right information from the client or client brief. Some clients supply with a client brief, which will detail and outline their target audience, mission statement, and overall desired look and feeling of the brand based on research or data. Not all clients supply a nicely put together client brief. Some clients are smaller and will be coming to you for guidance for what is first in the process. I put together an awesome downloadable resource for you guys called the Logo Design Client Questionnaire. Feel free to send this document to clients after you customize it with your company name and logo to be able to capture the right questions and answer you'll need to start that brainstorming process. And also feel free to modify questions as you wish. Some of these questions are vital to ask a client who does not seem to know where to get started with sharing their thoughts and ideas about his company or logo. These types of questions are direct and intended to give you a basic starting point for the design process. Without knowing what we need to know about the company, creating a logo will lose a sense of authenticity, and the design will be based on just looks and not foundational ideas and company goals. Let's review some of these questions. So what's your company mission statement? So as you know, a mission statement is kind of that 1 or 2 line description of a company that describes what they do. It usually gives you a hint at what industry they're in and what target market they're trying to target. And the second question would be a little bit more follow-up on that target audience. If they're a brand new company, they're coming to you for a logo for the very first time, you want them to also figure out who do they want to target, who do they think their product service is for. And this is huge when it comes to the logo design process, because it can set the tone and style for the particular brand because of the target audience. So if you have millennials, it might be a little bit more fun and bright and vibrant. If it's targeting retirees, it might be more simple and subtle and professional. So the next question, who would you consider your main competitor? And this is huge if they have a really big competitor. It's great to kind of study the competitor's logo. Is it working for them? Why not? So it's really nice to be able to kind of look at that and know who they're competing against and maybe how they can design a logo that'll look different from them enough where it kind of makes them a little more unique. This question naturally leads to the next question, which is what is your unique selling point, a USP? So a unique selling point is something that you offer that your competitor does not offer, or you might not even have a competitor because you have a brand new product or service. This is something we definitely need to know because we can echo that throughout the logo design in some form or fashion. Are there any particular colors or combination of colors that they want to avoid? So this question helps you discover, hey, we don't want to use olive green, we don't want to use our competitors' colors. This will help you when it comes to that last stage when we start to develop the color palette for the logo. It'll help us kind of fine tune and get right to the colors we need to pick. If we already know some we need to avoid, it just helps us reduce the timeline of that. The next question prompts them to talk about if there's any logo types or styles they want to avoid. So they may have something in mind, and this is going to be up to them. Some clients really go in a lot of detail about what they don't like, and some they don't answer the question, but it's worth trying to get that information out of them. Are there examples you can provide or logos or logo marks you think might match the expectations or be a good fit or style-wise for your company? This is probably the most beneficial question, and I hope they answer it well for you. I would not really require, but strongly recommend that they send you at least 2 or 3 examples of logo styles they like, because that's going to really help you feel like you're not picking out of thin air the style to give them, that they're giving you a little bit of a head start there. The next one's a little bit more formal. I just really need to know that full company name so we know if we need to put Inc. or .com or any other kind of little thing that you may miss if you're just doing it off of the company name that you know of. There could be these little details that they need to provide. Also, if there's going to be a byline that they want to work into the logo, and any other information. Also, if they have a registered trademark or a TM symbol, that's incredibly critical to know if you need to work that in somewhere in the logo mark. The last question is open-ended, and it's asking them what their expectations are for the logo design process and the outcome, and what their goals are by working through the process together. This will definitely be open-ended. Hopefully you'll have the client fill out this question. Not always, but it's also very helpful to know their expectations, so when you go through this process, those expectations are easily met or set ahead of time. So also the next one is kind of setting a date, letting them know how long this brainstorming process usually takes. After you do a couple logo design processes, you'll be able to find out what your time frame is. I usually like to do about a 2-week time frame, not so short that they don't think I'm working hard, but not so long that they're just sitting there waiting for this to be done. So just kind of work that out. If they need it sooner than that, this is something you work out with the client, but you could set that expectation here right at the end of this document, letting them know what is the next step of the process, and that's going to be sending their first round of concepts, which we're going to be doing here in the next couple lessons. We're going to be working and brainstorming through those first concepts to send.